Well, here it is. It's 12:04 a.m. After midnight on, I guess it's technically Sunday morning, July 17th, 18th. Been here a couple of days, running into some glitches here and there. That's why you probably haven't seen some videos up here. The internet connection here is extremely slow. So a couple of videos I didn't make it and upload quickly. In fact, I uploaded yet at all. I'm trying this video, recording it directly into YouTube. They have a feature where you can see how that works. So, of course, I wanted to do it with my camera because I have this brand new high-def movie camera that I'm using. It's absolutely beautiful. But we're going to work with what we have. Let me just tell you about the arrival in Jerusalem. It was eventful yet uneventful. The plane ride was wonderful. The two seats next to me were empty, so I lay down, took a bit of a nap. It's not a real sleep on the plane, but it certainly helped with the jet lag and so forth. And arrived here right outside the airport where I got what's called a sharoot, which is a shared taxi. Problem this time, usually it's pretty fast, was that we had to wait for enough passengers to go to Jerusalem for it to fill. So I sat there about an hour or so waiting. But it's, of course, about a fraction of the price of taking a regular private taxi, or sharing a taxi with a bunch of other passengers. Arrived here in Jerusalem and checked into my hotel. Actually, it's not a hotel, it's a hostel. But it's not a bad hostel, it's nice. It's, I'm usually cautious about staying in hostels because of the fact that there's a lot of young boys and students and all. But this one, I'm familiar with. They give you a discount if you're doing volunteer work in Israeli Army, which I'm doing. So it kind of worked out, okay. The only problem is they don't have me for every night here. There's 2 nights they don't have me booked because they didn't have rooms, so I have to go to another place for 2 nights, then come back here. Be flexible. I did some research yesterday, looking at some of the artwork. My first lecture will be on that. I wasn't intending to do that, but what happened was I forgot to set my watch ahead, and with the time zone changes and so on. Here I was in Jerusalem. I got up late and early after resting the day of arrival. I got up late early the next day, and I took the bus over to Yad Vashem, only to find out that I forgot it was Friday, and my watch still said Thursday. So, of course, in Jerusalem, if you've ever been here, you know that Friday people begin getting ready for what we call a Shabbat, or the Sabbath. And it means everything either closes very early or something that don't even bother opening up on the Sabbath Eve. And so here I was making research at the archives, and the archives don't open on Fridays, as it turns out, and neither does the Visual Center. So I wound up going to the Art Museum and seeing a couple of people in the international school to let them know, to leave a message and leave my business card for Ephraim K, the director of teacher training study seminars that I know very well and have worked with. And let him know that I'll be back on Sunday. So today was Saturday, it was the Sabbath. Last night was a nice Sabbath meal here at the hostel. And then today, everything was closed in Jerusalem, so today was a day of religious services and prayer and rest. It's very customary for religious people to, after synagogue services, to have a lunch and then take a Sabbath nap, a day of rest. So I did a good part of the day and fell asleep for a good part of the afternoon. So here it is, 12:07 a.m. and I'm up in my room here. Tomorrow I'll get up early and pack and leave everything downstairs so that I can switch to the other place at the end of the day when I get back from doing the research at Yad Vashem. And I'll be heading over there first thing tomorrow morning after breakfast. And so, that's about it for right now. A couple of little glitches here. Found out that my GPS had a little trouble finding the satellites here in Israel. You gotta leave it on and leave it standing still for a while before it acquires the signal. After 45 minutes on the phone and tech support for Garmin, that's what they told me, that they could do nothing, just leave it on. So I sat down on the patio of my room and for about an hour I looked for a signal and finally picked one up. But now I have to do that, leave it outside every time I seem to go somewhere. get it outside for a while and get it exposed to when signals are, and try not to move around too much when I'm doing it. So that will prove to be a challenge, of course. Hopefully once I get it, rent the car and start using it in the car later in the trip, it shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to make this a short video. I just wanted to make sure that this record video from the webcam directly featured within YouTube is working, and let you know that the content area videos, of the different subjects that I'm studying are forthcoming. Tomorrow will be my first real day of research, but I do want to share with you some of the notes I took on the artwork, and let's see if I can get that video uploaded by tomorrow. One art exhibit I looked at was called Virtues of Memory, 6 Decades of Memory, and depicts how through art many survivors remembered what had happened to them through their artwork being their reality. And I looked at various kinds of artwork, expressionism, sculpture, and so forth. One of the interesting things I'll just mention now is that, not being an art student of any kind, one of the exhibits mentioned expressionism, and that expressionists apparently use a lot of exaggeration and distortion to get their message across. And expressionist artists who are doing Holocaust art and are survivors don't need to do that because their reality is so distorted as it was from the normal course of human events that they didn't need to engage in those kind of motifs, we'll call them. That's how I call them in the little speech or lecture that I made about them. Various motifs that I noticed in the artwork itself. And so with that, I'm going to sign off for right now and hope that this video does get posted. And shalom from the Orland.